Hey guys, it's Mr. Fair here. Good evening. I'm doing this video outside because my family is making too much noise. So we're going to get started looking at the 1920s today, the Roaring Twenties. And there's three Eagle scholars, but we're only going to get through one today. Today is a pretty quick lesson. And you're going to have to write a summary at the end of it, which has been sort of the theme, trying to get into that's sort of what I would like to see you guys doing. That way I know that you're paying attention to the videos and getting as much out of this as you can. So we're going to look at the way and analyze the ways in which new tech influence society. That's going to be our main focus today. And then later on this week, we're going to discuss the ways that traditional religious values were challenged. And then lastly, we're going to assess the changes that occurred for African Americans and women. All right. So this is a short clip of the film The Great Gatsby. You guys can watch that on your own because I want to kind of move quickly here. All right, so what we have here is The Great Gatsby is this really famous novel written by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and it's really a good idea of what it was like in the 1920s. Gatsby, in the book and the characters involved, what they really do is it shows how the U.S. is sort of like this preeminent power after World War One. There's a lot of wealthy people. Everyone's making a lot of money. You can see this is the mansion that the book was based off of. It's actually based off of the Gold Coast on Long Island, which is just east of like Queens, places like Great Neck and areas like that. So Manhasset, etc. So Europe's in shambles. Everyone makes a ton of money, and prohibition's taking place, right? So part of the culture, all right, is being questioned. All right, they're trying to legislate culture in the United States by the passing of the 18th Amendment. They're telling people not to drink. That drinking is bad. Remember, we talked about the temperance movement. Well, people completely don't listen to it, and they create speakeasies. They create bars that people are getting into, and that plays a big role in the book. Also, you have the rebellion, okay, against sort of the status of women. Okay, they're going to be flappers. They're going to be these women with the bobbed haircuts, that's short skirts. They're smoking, liberated. Cars play a big role, and this book sort of sums up a lot of those ideas. Okay, even though it's a work of fiction, it does give us a good idea of what it was like back then. So the impact of technology. Okay, so this is the Model T. Cars play a big part of this. Okay, Henry Ford's assembly line speeds up the making of products. So if you're going to have more products, what does it do to the cost? Does it make them more expensive or less expensive? So higher production, more products, less expensive. Okay, so he wanted to make cars that people could afford. That's what he did, and it becomes a major part of society. And you have to think about imagining a world without trains or a world without buses that you could get on, right? Could you imagine never being able to have that access? Okay, and really, this is the start of that freedom. Not trains, but we talk about buses or you call an Uber. Any of those things that we use today, it stems from this. Okay, the ability to get around, even personally, you own your own car. So let's keep going here. Travel, commuting made possible. Now you have to think about the different industries this is going to have an impact on, right? So you've got gas station, tires, fuel, steel. You're going to have all different. You're going to have car dealerships, factories. It's a huge industry, all right, and everyone wants a piece of it because once they get behind the wheel, there's a sense of freedom. It changes people's travel plans, changes where they can live. You can commute now to work. You can go on vacations. You can drive to the beach. It allows people this ability that they never had before. Farming. So the impact of tech on farming is that you're going to see there's going to be a lot of new innovations with tractors are going to become more powerful. They're going to be able to plow faster. You're going to have different harvesting methods. There's going to be what they would call a corn belt. And all these things are going to create a problem. What's the problem? Overproduction, right? After World War One, they were producing at a high rate anyway because of the war, and they were getting paid very good money. Well, I wouldn't say very good, but they were being paid well. After the war, prices dropped. They're still producing the same. Now they're all trying to stay up to speed with one another. and it's going